First, I would like to thank Margaret Estes and the townwide PTO for sponsoring this event tonight. I'd like to thank Audrey Hall for moderating, and thank all of you who come out and those of you who are watching for taking the time tonight to listen more and to make a more informed decision on April 5th. My name is Carol Phalen. I'm running for re-election to school committee. I've been a school committee member for 2 years. I have experience. This isn't an easy job to learn. It's a large district with many buildings, many programs. There are educational laws, both federal and state. I've worked diligently to learn over the past 2 years, and I come with experience. My husband and I are 18-year residents of Framingham. We have 4 children in the school systems. They're in multiple buildings and multiple programs, not by original design, but that's a story for another time. They are in or have been in Brophy and Barberry, as well as Fuller, Walsh, McAuliffe, and the high school. 2 of our children have gone through the two-way. 2 of our children have gone through standard program at Brophy. We've also received services from SAGE and from SPED. We were even at ELT when it was there for a short period of time. So in my own home, I have a rich experience of all the multiple buildings and programs that are in this district, which has been invaluable to me making decisions in the school committee. Before children, I received my BA from Williams College and my MBA from Northeastern. If elected, I'll continue to work on the major issues in the schools, largest one, of course, being the finances, not what we want to talk about, but something we have to talk about. There are major decisions we have to make now that are going to impact both the schools and the towns for many years to come. And I'd like to bring my experience to bear on those. We also, with all the finances, end up not focusing on student achievement as much as we'd like. I'd like to continue to refocus back to student achievement and technology. It's just not okay to have outdated equipment in the schools for our children. So in closing, I care, I'm trained, I have experience, we have major decisions to make now. Please consider me on April 5th.
Thank you, Carol. Next is Heather Connolly.
I want to thank Margaret Estes and the townwide PTO for hosting this forum tonight, Audrey Hall for hosting, and I want to thank you for coming out on a wet, cold evening. I'm a mom, a parent of 3 children in the Framingham Public Schools. I've decided to run for school committee to use my academic knowledge, my professional experience, and my desire to give back to the community. I want to work hard to improve our educational system so all students in Framingham can have the best education possible. I have a master's degree in higher education administration and a bachelor's degree in psychology. In a decade working in various capacities at Boston College, I have identified and developed solutions to a broad range of issues in the ever-changing educational environment. I have proven I can lead by working to gain the support of others, compromising when necessary while maintaining my principles and values, listening to others, and responding and adapting to concerns, questions, and suggestions. Most importantly, my efforts produced results, providing the catalyst for fundamental positive change at Boston College. That ability to build a consensus and convert ideas into a workable plan is what I will contribute as a member of the school committee. When I decided to run for school committee, I started to attend school committee meetings on a regular basis. I also read all the minutes from last August up until now. I then studied any issues or policies that were brought up. Some issues that are important to me are academic achievement for all students, transparency and educational effectiveness, efficiency and effectiveness in all aspects of our school system and programs, financial transparency, school choice, technology. All our classrooms need to have current and age-appropriate technology. Facilities. Framingham school facilities need to be maintained for the safety and security of our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Connolly. Next is Stephen Hakar.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret Estes, the PTO, Audrey, and fellow residents. I've been a resident since 1997, and I have 2 children in neighborhood schools. My name is Steve Hakar. Where would I be without my parents? I'm a product of them. They instilled in me the value of education, and they backed it up every day. I have over 20 years of accounting experience after graduating Bentley University. 5 years ago, when the bus contract was up, I spoke to the then school committee asking for financial information. I decided to do the due diligence on my own, calling Worcester, Waltham, and Natick. I met with the superintendent in his office. I met with the school department's accountant one-on-one. I went to the school committee and town meeting pleading not to sign the one bid contract, the bus contract. I even ran for school committee at the time. The result was Framingham paid $32 million and Worcester paid $26 million for the same number of buses, 95. Framingham paid $6 million more than Worcester, which is 2 times bigger than Framingham. Framingham paid millions more than Waltham and Natick too, on a per bus basis. And here we are again. And I'm here again. The same problem, no competitive bids. Framingham's current low bid is $12 million more than Marlborough, $11 million more than Milford, $10 million more than Natick, $8 million more than Worcester, $7 million more than Waltham on a per bus basis. How many cuts can a town and school system withstand? How many tax and fees can parents and taxpayers afford? When will it stop? The SAGE program, school band, bus services, scaled way back, layoffs, 49 positions, fees, fees, fees. We need to prioritize our spending, place essential services first, such as students, teachers, fire, and police. I will keep my focus on the whole budget and cut waste and control spending.
Thank you, Mr. Hakar. Bob Bolles.
Thank you for inviting us here tonight. I am Bob Bolles, and why I'm seeking this office. First thing, we have to learn to live within our means. Second, we are a working class town. I bought my home here 49 years ago because it was affordable. We have to keep Framingham affordable by controlling spending. I am the person that warned the selectmen 7 years ago about this financial crisis we and the country are in. I have been attending school committee meetings on a regular basis for 7 years now. I am not happy with a lot of the things that have been done. Busing, number one, the portables, closing of Juniper Hills, reinstating 5 positions at $560,000 that were cut when times were supposedly good. The last teacher's contract, absolutely insane. I could go on. I was a master baker in the area for 25 years. My business experience is for about 5 years I was in charge of a large bakery operation, from buying the raw product to the finished product that went out the door. I had 35 people working under me that I was responsible for. What separates me from the other candidates is I worked in public schools for the last 30 years, interacting with students, teachers, PTO associations, parents, nurses, secretaries, and principals, and superintendents, many, on a daily basis. I know what makes a public school work. The right principal, and most importantly, an involved and active PTO, number one. I am not a public speaking politician. I am your common sense thinking average Joe. I received many retirement letters from teachers I worked with over the years. I left some copies on the back table. I think it describes who I am if you take the time to read it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bolles. Mike Bauer.
I would like to thank Townwide PTO for sponsoring tonight's forum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Bauer, Chairman of the School Committee, and a candidate for re-election in the April 5th town election. It has been a privilege to serve as a member of your school committee for the past 3 years and as chairman since April. We have faced a number of challenges as a community and as a school system during this time. We were called upon to set priorities and to make hard and difficult choices, many of which were not popular, yet quite necessary given the economic situation that confronted us. As many of you know, prior to moving to Framingham in 1992, I lived in Randolph, where I served on their school committee from 1982 until 1991. I believe that the 9 years of experience I gained serving as a member of the Randolph School Committee was of great benefit to me, facing the challenges we have endured here in Framingham during the past 3 years. My experience in developing and evaluating school budgets, negotiating union contracts, voting on a variety of educational policy issues, and lobbying state and federal officials on school funding matters dating back to 1982 have been a benefit to our citizens and most importantly to our young people. The ability to listen to diverse opinions, to seek consensus, To demonstrate sound